Paid time off for a Fluffy's sick day. This is the Alligator News Roundup. Plus, man not allowed to charge EV on the street, data breach at the insurance company, blade failure at the wind plant, and the biggest new prime number. All the news that you really wish you would have seen in the original instead of listening to me pontificate about it. Here we go. Number 5, the New York Times, Fluffy feeling ill, workers may get sick leave. I don't know why this would surprise anyone. We buy medical insurance for our kids and we take paid time off when one of them is sick. We already buy insurance for the pets, so PTO for a Garfield or a hound dog can't be far behind. In New York City, it is a serious proposal. This is based on the notion that mental health problems can be eased for someone owning a pet, because pets, we know, are always soothing and calm and never cause any stress. Therefore, in an effort to keep mental health crises at bay in the Big Apple, an elected city council member has introduced a local ordinance affecting some 9 million people to allow workers to use their sick time to care for their pets. Now, we at the ANR venture to make a couple of observations about this mentally healthy initiative. Presumably, this only applies to full-time city employees. The private sector, always competing for workers in an open labor market, will not be far behind. If I have a pet with a pre-existing condition requiring routine trips to the vet, shouldn't I get more sick time added to my allowance of sick days? You expect me to care for the pet as though the pet were merely an extra burden, and that is supposed to ease my potential mental health crisis? If I have 2 pets, should I not get a somewhat greater allowance of sick days than my 1 pet or even my no pet neighbor? And what if Fluffy has a litter of mini Fluffies? 1 extra day each in each year? That seems hardly enough. Perhaps a new city department will be called for to track how many pets New York City residents own and whether they have sold or given away any new pet offspring. I sense an RFID market opportunity here, as in that used in the live beef industry. An RFID, for those of you not keeping up, is an embedded radio frequency identification tag. It is an initiative embraced by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which should make us all feel safer. At least New York's proposal is more robust than California's regulatory climate. In the Golden State, paid sick days for animals are limited only to service dogs. New York, you go. Time to recover the banner of leadership and societal evolution. Number 4, BBC. Man blocked from charging car outside his home. He was only trying to reduce air pollution, cut fossil fuel use, and save the planet. And suddenly he found himself opposed by his local city council. A resident of Hathershaw, Oldham, UK, purchased an electric vehicle for the reasons noted above and sought to run an extension cord from the house to the curb where he could charge it up. Not so fast, said the Local Democracy Reporting Service. The LDRS identifies local hazards to public safety. The article does not say whether they operate a tip line or whether a neighbor ratted him out, and asserts that cables running across the sidewalk represent a trip hazard. Such cables do, of course, but alas, the erstwhile resident does not have a garage. Everyone in the neighborhood parks on the street. There is a public charging station a mere 3 miles away, but the gentleman in question has a bad heart and considers the wait time to be charged up in that dodgy area of town a risk to his health. There has been talk of in-curb electrical installations and pavement channels to effectively make the cables go away, but that has proven easier and cheaper for the city council to merely tell the elderly, heart-compromised, tax-paying EV owner to get lost. Number 3, TheVerge.com. United Health data breach leaked data on 100 million names. You know, I always knew I was 1 in 100 million, and this proves it. After AT&T was compromised last year, 3 billion records or something, United Healthcare was hit in February and Ascension Healthcare in maybe March, as I recall. I was a customer of all 3 of those, for which there should be some sort of prize. We could call it the dark web trifecta, maybe. From extensive web research, taking about 8 seconds in a search engine sweep, I found the following data breaches occurred over the last 10 years, compromising various entities, either individuals, households, or enterprises. Yahoo, 2016, 3 billion entities. Microsoft, 2021, 60,000 of them. Real Estate Wealth Network 2023, 1.5 billion. First American Financial 2019, 885 million. Facebook 2021, 5.3 million. Facebook again 2018, 90 million. LinkedIn 2021, 700 million. JP Morgan Chase 2014, 76 million. Home Depot 2014, 56 million. Friend Finder Networks 2016, 412 million. Marriott International 2018, 500 million. eBay 2014, 145 million. Equifax 2017, 16.3 million. River City Media 2017, 1.4 billion. Exactus 2018, 340 million. Capital One 2019, 100 million. You know, there are lots more, but I've sort of lost interest in writing them up, just as you have lost interest in listening to the recitation. This list does not show the National Public Data NPD breach earlier in 2024, where 2.7 billion records were lost and posted for free to the dark web. This included names, social security numbers, home addresses, and phone numbers. I think I'll invest in number 2 lead pencils and filing cabinets. Number 2. JustTheNews.com, blade failure at Vineyard Wind Project. Not to pile on to bad news, but it seems that wind energy has met a new headwind. Get it? Wind energy and headwind. Clever, huh? In July, a 60-foot-long blade on a wind turbine off Nantucket cracked and exploded into about a bazillion sharp fiberglass fragments, most of which found their way to the beach. Once arrived, they mixed invisibly into the sand, making a lacerative concoction sure to make kids wish they had worn their flip-flops like Mom had said. That word was lacerative, derived from laceration or to lacerate, which means to cut or to slice. For heaven's sake, just go look it up. Now, GE Vernova, the manufacturer, has used ultrasound analysis to examine the rest of their yet-to-be-installed stockpile of blades, and the CEO says they have decided to, quote, remove some blades, unquote, from the inventory. The quantity is said to be in the low single-digit proportion of the total number of blades, which is a really clever way to say absolutely nothing at all. I wish I had thought of that back when I was making public service statements about 911 service interruptions. If they had 100 blades waiting for deployment, low single-digit proportion would mean 3 or 4 blades were found to be problematic. If, on the other hand, they had an inventory of, say, 500 blades, the number of those removed might be up to 20 or so. The article says GE Vernova has a $3 billion offshore wind backlog. I actually have no idea what that means, and the reporter may not either. Using a number like that is, I suspect, included to give the appearance of investigative reporting without any real substance. My ChatGPT digital desktop buddy tells me that placing a single wind generator offshore can cost at the low end around $20 million. For a $3 billion backlog, that might mean they need to place about 150 more turbines or 450 blades. At that scale, single-digit proportionality means another 24 blades or so that were declared defective. This would not count defective blades that slipped past the ultrasound test. I'm not convinced that a low single-digit failure rate constitutes a safe margin. If I knew I had a 5% chance of flying on a commercial airliner that would blow up, I think I'd take the bus. But it's all in the name of saving the planet, so I'm all in, because if I am not, someone is likely to rat me out, like the guy in Heathershaw with a dead battery in his car. Number 1, popsci.com. Man spent $2 million to find new largest prime number. A prime number, as we all know from 8th grade math class, is a number divisible only by 1 and itself. That would be, for example, 3, 7, 11, 17, 19, 23, etc. Did I miss any of the easy ones? They are easy to spot when they are small numbers. Bigger ones will fool you. 51, for example, is divisible by 3 and 17, so it is not prime. 31, 41, 61, and 71, however, are prime. This year, one Luke Durant used the Fermat probable prime test, well known to regular readers of the ANR, to ascertain that a number referred to as M136279841 was indeed prime. M136279841's primeness, primitude, primiciousness, was confirmed by subsequent Lucas-Lehmer primality tests over the next 10 days. With me so far? Please note M136279841 is not the value of the new large prime number. It is the name of the new prime number. The name is derived by using the exponent of the actual number. Are we clear on that? Mr. Durant subsequently informed the Great Internet Mersenne Prime Search Community, GIMPS, G-I-M-P-S for short, that the newest discovered prime number is 2 to the 136,279,841th power, minus 1. I would write that in scientific notation for you for this blog, except that A, the Substack platform has no idea what that even means, and B, you wouldn't care anyway. I am not making any of this up. I can barely keep up with repeating it. The new prime number, the aforementioned M136279841, has 41,024,320 digits in it. Again, that is not the value of the number. That is merely how many places it occupies to the left of the decimal. The real number, as has already been noted, is 2 to the 136,279,841th power, minus 1. I fear I'm being repetitive. I don't know how to make this any more clear for you. At any rate, this is certainly $2 million well spent. And in an unrelated report, it has been noted that Mr. Durant is a firm believer in an active social life, but says he does not get out much. And thanks for joining the Alligator blog. Whoa, 3, 2, 1. And thanks for joining the Alligator News Roundup for Friday, November 1, 2024. The American Cancer Society Cattle Barons Ball for Wichita is tomorrow night, when yours truly is honored to be on the platform for an ever so brief moment. If you can't join, at least enjoy the public service announcement we filmed, Astride Horses at Freedom Hooves, a delightfully productive, local, community-minded stables. In the video, the one on the right is Lisa, the weather girl from the local NBC affiliate. That's me on the other horse. She is the on-air talent. I am merely the eye candy. Have a good weekend. Take your dog to the vet and then ask your boss for a sick day. And while you're at it, post your social security number, home address, mother's maiden name, and your routing transit number to Facebook. You just as well. Somebody's already got them anyway. See you next time.